Hi everyone, Papa here, and today's episode features highlights from when I recently participated in an adult open gymnastics session at our local YMCA. In the right center portion of the screen, you can see Caden Kai participating in his weekly mini stuntman class. And at the lower right corner of the screen, you can see me entering into frame to begin my session. This adult open gymnastics session is typically offered by the YMCA once a week, and it's offset from Caden Kai's class by 30 minutes. So his mini stuntman class started at the top of the hour, and my session started 30 minutes later. And it's set up as an individual self-paced program. Some weeks they don't get anyone signing up for the adult session. The most I've ever seen at any one time is 3 people participating. And this is the first time that I participated. We'll see going into the future if it ends up being the only time for me. But I wanted to try it at least once. I've seen it on the YMCA schedule for a while now. And during those weeks when other people have participated, I've seen them while I've been watching Caden Kai in his class. So I figured, why not sign up for it? When we were at home, Caden Kai has been trying to take me through various programs and training to do things like cartwheels and other activities that he's been learning in his class. So this seemed like a natural progression for me. I've never participated in a sanctioned gymnastics program before, which will become painfully obvious as this video progresses. But still, I wanted to give it a try. I figured I'd start with some warm-ups. Here I am doing some jumping jacks. In the background you see students from some of the gymnastics classes who are heading out as their classes have ended. You see some of the YMCA staff clearing out some of the mats. And moving on to some push-ups now. Just basic warm-up exercises to make sure that as I move forward I don't strain anything or pull any muscles. It certainly would not be ideal. Throughout the evening the staff was very helpful, and they told me to feel free to use any of the equipment and any apparatus that I wanted to use. When I first came in, one of the staff gave me some initial guidance and talked me through the various areas. But as I said, this is meant to be a self-paced program for the participants. And as they're clearing things out, I'm continuing to warm up and give some thought to what it is that I want to do. Here I am asking one of the staff members for some additional advice. She was very nice and very helpful, letting me know that really the whole area was available for me. Caden Kai is still over on the other side of the floor in his mini stuntman class. As I continued to focus on my activities for the evening, definitely wanted to try some of the things that I knew he does regularly. Here I am doing a little bit of walking, still warming up, getting my muscles warmed up, doing various exercises to make sure that I'm ready to go. Just want to make sure that the whole evening, my hour of time on the gymnastics floor, turned out to be a positive experience. I'm doing some more moves to make sure that I'm limber and ready to go. We have a lot of equipment and a lot of classes that go on each week. Caden Kai's been participating for quite a while in various classes. He started out long ago in a basic gymnastics class and then moved on. He's taken the mini stuntman session several times now, signing up for weekly sessions and month-long classes. Here I am hopping across the floor on one foot and then the other foot, still getting ready for the main activities, giving it some more thought, trying to decide what it is that I want to start with. Took off my glasses, set them off to the side so nothing happened to them. Now I'm going to start with some basic rolls. I've learned from watching Caden Kai's classes to protect my neck. So roll the head forward, protect the neck with the hands and by the placement of my head, making sure that I stay safe. This may look like a simple move, but if you don't perform it correctly, it is possible to get injured, and I wanted to prevent that, certainly at all costs. So hands down, head tucked in, do a roll. Now the ideal way of doing it is to spring up then without using your hands. I'm using the ball, get a little bit bounce at the beginning of my moves. A jump and a land, stick the landing. Now that's one thing that I've seen through the years in gymnastics events, and Caden Kai does it in his classes. Stick the landing. So I'm just doing some basic easy jumps and sticking the landing, and then moving into a forward roll. Now I'll speed things up a little bit for the video as I go through more forward rolls and other activities. You see in the lane next to me one of the YMCA staff members practicing her routines. Obviously much more experienced and much more polished than I am, but I'm doing what I can given my experience or lack thereof. Now off to the side, I'm asking her to evaluate my cartwheels. Here I go for the first one. A relatively poor attempt at a cartwheel, but she's given me some guidance, some tips and tricks of the trade on how best to do it. She was saying to put my hands in the air to start and telling me how to position my body. Here I go, arms up and over. That was much better than the first one, if I do say so myself. I know I'm not getting my legs completely straight. I don't know that I ever will for a cartwheel. But I'm doing what I can. I got a few good ones in. Here I go for another attempt. And I ask her for some more advice. I think I get that front leg straighter than the back leg. And that's probably always going to be the case. Once again, she's trying to give me some guidance, some tips. I'm sure she spent years practicing to get to the level she's at. That one wasn't very good. I know my legs were off on that one. But I kept at it. And that one I landed facing the correct direction. You want to land facing the direction that you came from. And again, I think that was one of my best ones yet. And at this point, Mommy was up in the gallery watching, giving me some advice as well. Aiden Kai was still in his mini stuntman class, so he wasn't watching at this point. But cartwheels, that's one of the moves that I came to the gym that night wanting to practice on a soft surface. Something I never learned growing up, how to do a cartwheel. Never had any experience at it. And certainly don't expect to become an expert at it as an adult. But I can still have some fun trying. And another one. It's that back leg. I just need to kick more. I just don't know that I have the flexibility at this point to be able to move and get them straight. I can still make a good show of it though, and have some fun doing it as I try cartwheel after cartwheel. Now as I finish up a series of cartwheels, I'm going to combine the two moves that I've done so far. So getting out the bouncing ball platform, bouncing off that into a forward roll, and coming off the mat and coming back down with a cartwheel. I'm going to speed it up as I do a series of those moves. Here I am asking for some additional advice from the staff member. One activity Caden Kai's been doing a lot lately in his class is a handstand into a forward roll. I wanted to make sure I was doing it properly and didn't do anything that caused any injuries. So she's giving me some guidance on making sure that I keep my arms locked straight and locked as I do the handstand, and then tuck the head and roll into the forward roll. And now it's time for me to give it a try. I think I got the handstand part somewhat right, but I definitely didn't tuck and roll my head and my neck as I did the forward roll. But for the first one, I was pleased that I was able to pull it off. He's giving me some more advice and guidance. Here I go, and I think that one was much better than the first one. Now with her guidance in mind, I'm going to try some more of those. Here comes what I believe is one of my best handstands into a forward roll of the night. Thought that one was pretty good. I didn't hold the handstand for very long, but I was still pleased with how that one came out. And after I had been at it for about 30 minutes, the rest of the gymnastics classes came to an end. So the staff members put everything away, all of the various barriers and pieces of equipment. That gave me more room to do whatever I wanted to do. Basically, for my second 30 minutes of the evening, I had access to the entire floor. There were no other activities going on. So here's a springboard being put in place, and I had moved the bouncing ball platform off to the side, giving me the opportunity to do a few more activities. Basically the same activities I had been doing, just combining everything all together with the springboard the mat and the bouncing ball.
I love it. Woo! After your forward roll? Nice! And keep your chin to your chest. Woo!
And now that Caden Kai's mini stuntman class is over, you see his coach, Coach Brian. He's putting away some of the barriers,
I know, I like the music.
clearing out the floor for the evening.
It'll come back.
And I'm moving some things around. Now Coach Brian is giving me some advice and some pointers. He's going to evaluate me doing a cartwheel and a handstand into a forward roll.
For the judges. You stuck it. I know! I know! Yeah, you did good.
You could hear Mommy and Caden Kai in the gallery talking to Coach Brian and giving me some support and encouragement as they cheered me on as well. Coach is giving me some advice now that he had seen me do a cartwheel and a handstand into a forward roll. He's talking about hand placement, body placement, staying on a line. I certainly appreciated the coach spending some time with me, giving me some guidance from his years of experience, both doing the various activities and coaching people in doing the activities. So who better to learn from than Coach Brian?
That's okay. It's the momentum. That was a cartwheel.
This is better than your cartwheel.
Woo!
We call that a handstand forward roll. However, we have to bring that down into two parts. First is the handstand.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, depending on what level you're at, it should be a pause into the forward roll. Right. So that pause is the tough part. And we're just getting some movement.
Yeah.
See, Chuck, he did it.
Yeah.
Except that the mat moved on. Oh, even better. He's right.
So after those activities, I was ready to move on. I was asking the coach about possibly using another piece of equipment and potentially trying some type of a backflip using this piece of equipment. Coach wisely said, well, let's start out with it on the mat, but he also said, let's see what kind of flexibility you have before you try and going completely over. Just sit and then lay on the mat. See if you can even bend the right way to do a back flip even over this equipment. And I just don't have the flexibility. My body is not bendable enough to really be able to move in a way that's going to make it safe. At least not at this point. Coach's advice was just sit on it and lay back. Just do some stretching for tonight and work on that flexibility. Maybe in the future I can go completely over it. And I heeded the coach's advice. Certainly was very prudent. None of us wanted to see me get injured, most of all me.
And the more that you can just relax into it, the more stretch you get out of it.
I have a yoga
So
ball
here
that
I
you
am,
can do that
laying
on.
back on it, just stretching, reaching out, stretching, working on that flexibility.
The biggest thing is trying to get your muscles.
I understand that it's not going to come all at once, all in one evening,
So how long should he stay
but
like that?
for the time
Okay, so-
being,
Okay.
it
a
was
day.
good to be able to stretch out. Plus, it gave me a break from the other activities. It gets tiring out there doing cartwheels and
Yeah, when he
handstands and forward rolls, springboard.
yeah.
I was working up a sweat as I went through the various activities. Coach is demonstrating what I would need to do in order to go back and over. He wasn't going to do it completely himself, but he was telling me what I would need to do in order to be able to do it. And he was explaining that I would need to protect my head and my neck. I assured him that I wasn't going to go all the way over. Not my first day
Yeah.
on the gymnastics floor. That's not the time to be doing that type of a
It's
move.
12 after.
But still, you can get some stretching, work on my flexibility a little bit on it. See how far over I could go
His
safely
arms don't even straighten.
without going completely
go.
over.
I'm not going over.
It
I
was a
know,
nice
I know, but
relaxing
that's-
stretch
That's
as
good advice
well.
to like relax your back.
You have to be straight.
Yeah.
Because you're up to 6 times stronger with your arms straight, locked out,
Yeah.
than you are with them bent. 6 times.
He could probably do a forearm stand, don't you think?
Yeah, but that's not going to help a lot of back handspring.
No.
And ultimately, what this is used in, trying to get to a back handspring. Now, for me to spot it, he would lay down, I would hit here on his belly, and I would have to really muscle his legs over.
Yeah, that's not
But
safe.
The thing that I don't know, because this is day one, is can he even get his arms straight back?
Practice.
We don't know that, because that's such a stretch, right?
Let's not get hurt.
To be able to roll back. This was, a bit higher,
And throughout my time using this piece of equipment, Coach was not only talking to me, but he was talking to Mommy as well, and you could hear Kate and Kai in the background.
That's fun though.
Time to put that up and move on to something else. Starting with the trampoline run. Bouncing down the trampoline, getting to the end, Doing a shoulder roll. And then running back to the beginning. Doing it again. Just bouncing along. Getting another shoulder roll in. This time the other shoulder. I had never been on a long trampoline like this, able to run along. Caden Kai does it all the time in his class. I enjoyed it. This time into a forward roll. So I did that running trampoline and rolling several times before I moved on to the final piece of equipment. The parallel bars.
You're gonna swing?
This is another apparatus that Caden Kai uses regularly in his mini stuntman classes. I figured I'd give it a try. Once again, Mommy and Caden Kai providing some commentary from the gallery as I work the parallel bars. Little slip of the stairs there, but fortunately I was holding on and didn't fall. Coach providing some input as well. Caden Kai was trying to provide some guidance to me, and so now the coach is showing me what Caden Kai had been saying, that I was bending my knees rather than keeping my legs straight.
That was great.
So as you can see, coach demonstrating it quite well, showing me how to keep my legs straight. So now it's my turn to give it a try. I think I'm doing much better here now that I have an understanding of that. Not as straight as the coach was keeping his. But again, this is my first day on the gymnastics floor. You can't expect me to be an expert on day one.
I've been doing this and coaching and teaching him for a long, long time.
Then one final time across the parallel bars, keeping my legs as straight as I could. I think I was keeping them fairly straight each time I put them forward, but I don't think I was leaning forward far enough as I put my legs back, so they weren't staying very straight as I went forward. Still not bad for a first time. Then after the parallel bars, I did a few other routines, repeated some of the other exercises I had done, and then I moved on to some stretching to wrap things up for the hour.
Papa, I have one more thing for you to do. Okay, fine. Woo! I wanted you to do one of these.
A lunge.
Like a lunge. Just do this.
Like this?
Yeah, but get your legs
Stretch. That's a stretch.
like this. That's the stretch. Leg.
Now straighten your front leg.
Straighten your back leg. No, back leg.
No. That's a split.
You're doing a split.
After doing one final stretching move that Caden Kai had suggested, it was time to call it a night. It was a fun time, tiring. I would definitely do it again at some point in the future, just not right away. But still, I had a lot of fun. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks as always for supporting us. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Goodbye, everyone.